Yeah, I think I remember that. But that was, oh God, that was a while ago.
Yeah, Fosse actually came up with the move. He actually did it in the movie. He actually,
Mm-hmm.
um, some people went after him on it, and it didn't go anywhere.
Oh, Geo's getting jiggy with it.
Yeah, I was getting jiggy with it there for a minute. I was dancing. Yeah, dancing with Feliz Navidad stuffs there. Yeah. So, hello. Happy holidays, everyone. I am Geo, or Jeff, or that dude that sounds like crap on YouTube videos, as a wonderful individual has recently told me that I sound absolutely horrible, which is just fine because now I have another microphone which probably sounds really tin canny and weird. I apologize. It's really cheap. It was $5 because Junior stole my headphones. He got home and he and his little brother got into an argument this week. And little brother knocked over Junior's computer and broke his headphones. So he's like, I need headphones. And I said, fine, you can take mine. And he's not giving them back. So I had to go out and buy new ones today in order to stream. Christmas can't get here fast enough, let me tell you. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 2 of Grim and the Wicked. We are still a world first. You will not see this anywhere else. As the admins and mods who are in our chat and in our Discord have been telling me, they're like, blame it on the artists that you're late. No, I'm not going to blame it on my artists or cartographers. They have done a fantastic job for me. I, on the other hand, am a week behind schedule on getting the layout and everything complete for Grim and the Wicked. So it may not, it may not be available for public sale on Christmas Eve, but the people who are the Kickstarter backers should get it on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, depending on how many presents I have to wrap between now and then. Because, Susie and I have had our presents for 2 months, and we haven't even looked at wrapping them yet. Because we are those kinds of people who will wait until Christmas Eve to wrap all the fucking presents. But without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our characters. And after that is done, I'll take a volunteer to go ahead and tell us what happened last time. But let's start off with Babakis. Babakis, please tell us who you are and who is playing you today.
Yeah, I'm Bobicus. My controller is Passion for Drawing. That's who I am. I am running Passion for Drawing. I am a fighter, and I am a dwarf, and I like to sleep naked and be stinky.
Excellent. And for those of you who don't know, Mr. Passion for Drawing is also the young man who has done all of the character portraits for all of the characters. Matter of fact, I think I have them here somewhere.
I'm older than you.
Oh, you're a young man. You're a young man. I'm not going to pull them up right now. But those that you can see over there on the left-hand sides of your screen, you'll see them rotating through. Those are all done by Mr. Passion for Drawing. He also has done a fair number of pieces of art for the Grim and the Wicked campaign itself. So you'll be seeing a lot of his artwork. Up next, let's go with Corwin.
Good evening. My name's Andy, or Physics Man, or Corwin Fizbane. I play a human variant cleric, and I don't sleep naked.
No, you just wear jeggings commando. I like
It's
this.
It's all about the comfort.
All about comfort. Gotcha. It's all about the comfort. Gotcha. Let's go with Dynan.
Hey, good evening, guys. This is Drake. I'll be playing Dinnan, a drow elf who has recently just got to the surface and is discovering the top world for the first time. And he is a rogue.
Ooh. And Marbanya.
Marbanya here, whose strings are pulled by Marbanya. And I am the resident hillbilly bard that P4D did a great job of picking out my hillbilly garb. I gave him very little to go by, and he just nailed it. So thanks, P4D for that, and glad to be here.
We're happy to have you. Varus, it is your turn. I saw him light up, but I did not hear him.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Maybe he's sleeping.
No, Mark doesn't sleep. We'll skip over Mark for the time being. We'll come back to him in a second. Let's go with Vasilisa.
Hi, I'm the CZQ. I'm going to be playing Vasilisa, and I'm afraid
And you're a what?
to be naked.
You're afraid to be naked?
Everybody else likes being naked. I'm afraid to be naked.
Since when are you afraid to be naked?
Since right this very...
Since right that very... You know, we were out shopping earlier today, and you were expecting my pants to fall off while I was walking through the store.
Yeah, the question is, where were you shopping?
At Target.
And I was kind of helping them along.
She kept on putting stuff in my hands, so I had to take my hand out of my pocket, and I had forgotten to put on a belt. You know, you think, I put on a belt to go from, like, the bedroom to the bathroom, but I forgot to put it on when I was going to go out shopping today. And so we're wandering through Target, and I'm walking along, no big deal, and then suddenly I feel the slip of my pants beginning to come down. And I'm like, shit. And, of course, you know, speaking of commando, and so I'm walking through Target, and I have to stop constantly to pull up my pants. And Susie keeps handing me more and more things to put in my hands. And of course, it's packed wall to wall in the place. And I have to like kind of wend my way through all these people to get back to the cart. And so it became kind of like a game show. How far can Jeff run through Target before his pants end up around his knees?
I like that game. I don't know why you don't.
Oh, I didn't have any problem with that game either. It just, you know, I don't think the other people would have really enjoyed it too much. Okay, so now that I can hear Varus, why don't you go ahead and tell us who you are?
I am Mark, otherwise known as M. Clancy 10006. I'm playing Varus, the Elven Druid, who's going to do shape-shifting things if we get that.
That would be awesome. And last but not least, Vorodin.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm playing Vorodin, the Human Wizard. I'm Sinister DJ, and as we all learned last time, don't poke the sleeping.
Yes, do not poke the sleeping wizard. The sleeping wizard, lizard, whatever you are, is definitely not a person to screw with. Now, for those of you who are currently watching on our screens, you will see that there are 7 tokens that are in color, 3 that are not in color. The 3 not in color come with our module, but the 7 that are in color are the ones that Passion for Drawing did specifically for our players. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the beautiful pieces of artwork right there. Now, do we have a volunteer who would like to go ahead and tell us what happened last time? If you do a good job, I will give you a point of inspiration and allow you to choose up to one other player to also give a point of inspiration to.
This is Mark. I'm happy to give it a run.
Go for it.
So, we left on a boat that was powered by magic. We got attacked by bandits several times. We went up the river. We ran into a big-ass chain. We fell into the water a few times, and some people did some janky movement to run down the chain and kill the bandits on the side. We were able to break the chain, get forward, and then we went all the way to Steinheart's retreat, where we are now. And, of course, because this is Dungeons & Dragons, we didn't get to sleep the night. We didn't even get a chance to rest because more bandits came over the wall, and we killed most of them, although I see there's 2 that are restrained and attached in the other room. And there might have been a drunken, somewhat naked dwarf running around a lot.
There was no somewhat naked. There was very naked.
Well, it was very naked and somewhat drunk. How's that?
I think that's a little bit more apt. Yes. So Varus, I have given you a point of inspiration. Do you have a person you would like to give another point to?
I have to give it to our mostly naked and somewhat drunk dwarf.
All right.
Bobicus.
So Bobicus now has an extra point in there.
Thank you.
Very, very good. And as players who have been on my table before would know, I am very stingy when it comes to inspiration points. So this is a very good thing, is to get them as often as you possibly can and bank them as much as you can. And ladies and gentlemen who are watching, just to remind all of you, you have the opportunity of being able to help me out. You are the fickle hand of fate out there. I shouldn't really say that too loud if Mark's on my table, because then his nemesis will appear.
Fury.
Yeah, Fury Fate will appear and do all sorts of weird shit to him. But you can use your stream points to go ahead and purchase special perks or, well, banes for the characters. So you can help or hinder them. You can give them all sorts of goodness, or you can fuck them to a wall. It is your choice. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we are not safe for work, and nor are we for people under the age of 18. If you're under the age of 18 and you are watching this, please go ask your parents to turn it on for themselves and go watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because that is all you should be doing right now. Otherwise, I don't know why my wife is getting out a plastic bag and looking at me very creepily. She's got a big black plastic bag and she is coming my direction. You guys can hear it. What are you doing, Susie? Stop trying to... No.
Shut up. Struggling.
She's playing Charlie Can't
Why
Breathe.
are you struggling? Wait, you...
If I blink twice, my safe word is pizza. Okay.
Hurry, take off your pants.
My pants are already off. That's why I'm not standing up while I'm on stream, so that way people can't see. You guys should be happy I'm wearing my my brand new shirt that I got, which is from Geek Fuel for this this quarter. I'm not sponsored by Geek Fuel. Hey, Geek Fuel, sponsor me, quick! But this is a Doctor Strange t-shirt. It's an official Marvel merch. So, all right. So, you are currently in Steinheart's retreat, and you did indeed catch two of the bandits that had come over the wall. One, Vasilisa had terrified with her special ability, her evil eye ability from her race, and had Petrie, her little owlette, guarding him. And then, of course, Bobicus knocked out another one of the bandits by basically bulldogging him with his testicles and knocked him unconscious. And now the two of them are tied up in the warehouse, being watched over by Petrie. Now, Petrie, being Vasilisa's familiar, is in constant contact with her mentally, and she is able to check in from time to time to know if they are still where they belong. It is the next morning after your long rest. It is about 9 o'clock in the morning. The day has dawned to a hot, sticky day once again in the dog days of summer here in the north. And you are sitting around eating in the morning. Gaelic and his wife Greta have already served breakfast. You were able to have some of Greta's sticky buns. Mortimer has finally come out of his room. He was able to unlock it about 45 minutes after the battle was over last night, and came out and retrieved his little hammer and went back to bed, locking his door and putting a chair in front of it to make sure that he wasn't attacked in the middle of the night. But here you are sitting around the table, and this is where we are going to begin.
So these are eggs from a chicken, huh?
What other kind of eggs are there?
Oh, you got eggs from ostriches,
The
penguins.
fuck's an ostrich? What? Penguin? Now that shit's made up. That's some Scrabble words right there.
The witch is crying witchcraft.
All I know is they're eggs. Pass me some more.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
There is heaping mounds of eggs, and to be perfectly honest, Greta and Gaelic are more than happy to feed all of your faces. Now, on the other hand, poor Vasilisa, she did not really get a great night's sleep. She is feeling a bit under the weather, and she had made a roll during the previous game session to figure out why, which was when she cast a spell, it hit Greta's gazebo and killed all of her flowers. Since then, Vasilisa has discovered that that is a shrine of some kind, a religious shrine of some kind, and she basically defiled it and has been cursed by the god that watches over that shrine.
Ooh.
She will be making amends this morning.
And
And-
how will you like to make those amends?
Actually, I will be reconsecrating the ground, and I will be planting new.
And Denon asks, so it was curious as to why one of those bandits wanted to burn that down.
Well, they tried to burn down the warehouse. They didn't try to burn down the shrine.
Correct.
There was a snooping around over there for sure.
He was definitely heading towards the shrine, I think. And how did they know there was such gear here that we were carrying and such? Perhaps someone should question one of the bandits.
Well, one of them did get away yesterday, so I'm gonna guess that he's probably their buddy and probably spilled.
Let's go wakey some bandits then and see what they have to say for themselves.
Oh, this ought to be fun.
Have fun.
Well, I will share the picture of the fountain again, since you guys want to kind of think about that for a moment. And I'm going to set that over on the side, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, there's some really cool new little additions here to Fantasy Grounds that they had in the latest update. One of them is you can actually make things like a full screen version. It's really actually pretty cool. So, all right, so Varus is going to go ahead and he's going to start making his way over there. And Denon. As a point of note, the NPCs will be staying here and eating and chit-chatting amongst themselves, and they will be available to any of you who needs anything from them later on. Oh, and I also want to, as a point of note, to not only my players, but to my viewers, if Susie and I suddenly disappear and the stream suddenly disappears, that means the breaker box downstairs got tripped again. It's tripped 4 times this week, and we are trying to figure out where. I think we figured it out, but just in case, that's what happens. Just stick around. We will be back eventually.
I'm going to stay and eat for a little bit longer.
Not a problem, Bobkus.
These eggs are really good.
They are. And the sticky buns are amazing. Alrighty, so we have kind of a large number of people who are inside. Petrie is currently perched up on the upper level of the warehouse. As you
Are
can
these
see,
guys asleep?
no, they're just tied up. They're tied
Okay.
up. They're back to back and tied up, kind of thing. Petrie is watching them from his perch up above in the warehouse. The northern section of the warehouse, the stone floor that you're currently walking on, actually goes underneath that little ledge there. Just letting you all know that,
Okay.
so in case you need that movement.
I'm going to walk up and say, we need some answers to some questions, and I'm going to pull out my violin and just drag the bow across it. Just make a terrible, terrible sound like somebody stepping on a cat.
Oh, I know that sound.
Like an evil hiss?
Yeah, that, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and give me an intimidation check, utilizing your charisma, and I'm going to allow you to do it at advantage.
Sweet. Tower or on the board?
Do it right out in the open. Let's see you fail.
Nice.
Wow, nice roll. Okay. So you do that terrible hiss as you drag your bow across the catgut of your violin, and the one on the right, he's River Bandit Hunter number 12, kind of cringes and his eyes water for a minute. The other one doesn't really pay too much attention to it at all. He is actually very concerned and looks like he hasn't slept at all throughout the night as he is staring at the little tiny fluffy owlet that is up above being perched. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm actually going to make the owlet like this actual size that he is, which is like that big. As he just perches there. This is an itty bitty tiny little thing.
Spooky.
Yes, it's very spooky to him, and he's just like staring at it. His eyes are bloodshot. I mean, it's like his face is all drawn out and pale, and as the thing moves and kind of twists its neck, as you know how owls do, the bandit just kind of stares at him like it's like a demon bird.
You will answer the man or pay the consequences, Denon said.
Yeah, so like, what's the deal?
What by what do you mean? What deal?
What do we have in our possession that you could possibly want so bad to come in here and want to die? Screech!
He has a visible shudder go up his spine as he hears the noise again, and he grits his teeth against it. We were paid to do this. We were paid to come and steal anything from a steamship that was passing down the river.
By who?
I'm sorry, I am far more frightened of her than I am of your violin.
How about my short sword? I pull it out and place it on his throat.
Somebody get the naked dwarf.
He on cue.
Petrie will hop down from his little perch and go and sit on the guy's.
Well, this is the hunter. This isn't the other one. Or are you talking about he's going to go sit on the other one?
He's going to go sit on the other one. The one that's eyeballing him. Petrie's
Did
made
someone
of fun.
say short sword?
Matter of fact,
We have
Or
a
like a
range.
dagger.
I'm gonna unlock the token so you guys can kind of move yourselves around if you wish.
We have arranged a scrotum choking for you if you don't speak up.
Whatever you could do, physically, mentally, to me, by far is not nearly as bad as what she could do to me.
She will not get the chance. I guarantee you.
Kill me if you must, but I will not say any more.
We won't kill you. We'll just tell you told us everything. Let her kill you.
We will hold you captive and then release you to her.
Well, these eggs have given me some serious gas. It's time to let it all out.
And I run this way.
As everybody just runs out of the room like, aye.
Then it's like, what does that mean, gas?
And I just lift my right leg, and you don't really hear it. All you hear is a
Oh, silent but deadly.
Oh my god.
So let me ask you, Gio, is this gas attack in a cone or
I would say it would be a cloud.
A cone.
Well, I did aim it kind of, so.
I hope you don't kill the owl.
My youngest boy has a sound effect to go along with this because Susie actually got a present for Christmas from her boss. Please note, this is from her boss.
Done.
Susie got the giant book of farts and it has a little sound button bite thing along the side that as you're reading along in the book, you hit a button. Yeah.
So
Alrighty then.
what did I roll for?
There is nothing that you can roll for this. There's
What?
no. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna make it cinematic. So you release your egg fart of doom, the dwarven egg fart of doom, and it does indeed get their attention. The poor little Petrie definitely goes flying back up to his perch and stays away from it as it comes out. I think a few of his little downy feathers may have molted off of him as it touched him. However, the bandits, their eyes begin to kind of tear up a bit, and they gag and such. But overall, they were already intimidated by either the bird or the violin. The idea of Babakis coming in and releasing a fart that close to their heads didn't really add too much to it, other than now they are gagging and their eyes are watering. In addition to not telling you why she wanted things. However, Babakis, I will allow you to roll a charisma check. Just a basic charisma check. Okay. Okay, so it was pretty rank fart. The hunter that you're standing next to, the bandit that you're standing next to, he does say that torture him no matter what. He does not know anything. He was paid to do a job and wasn't told anything additional. He was paid well enough not to even ask a question.
I say to him, I'm like, I believe you, and then I let another one go.
Aww. Now, I know from working with a number of individuals, and your Babakis reminds me very much of one of these individuals I used to work with, that anybody who, farts on command like Babakis does, may end up pooping themselves. I just want to forewarn you on that.
Who's to say I didn't already?
That is true. That is true. He runs down the inside of his armor. He shakes his leg and falls out on the ground.
There is braided dingleberry butt hairs.
I have pluses to sharding, so.
Do I have to make a shark
another
skill?
news. Bars is gonna check out the water in the fountain and see if it has any abnormal characteristics.
Well, the only thing that's really abnormal is the fact that you do see a number of coins of all different denominations and from all sorts of different lands, and you also see a dagger of elven design. Matter of fact, you can actually see it in the fountain picture.
Somebody has dropped the dagger. Dinan will try to retrieve said lost dagger.
Okay. You just gonna reach in and grab the dagger?
I will touch the water first and see if it is actually water.
It is indeed actually water. It is cool and refreshing.
And how deep do I have to reach in to grab the dagger?
Not very far. It's only, maybe a foot deep or so. However, as you're reaching in, you will notice, since you have a very high passive perception, you will notice that there is a symbol, a mosaic symbol, that has been cemented into the base of the fountain at the bottom of the water. It was a little difficult to see initially through all the coins and such that had been thrown inside, but it does appear to be, well, make me a religion check, and I shall tell you more.
Do other people see it or just him?
If anybody else is examining it, now that we have had one character kind of go, there's something here, you can all make a religion check to take a look at it as well. Well, gee, Varus, why don't you go ahead and blow that one right out of the water? You got a 20. So yes,
There
Varus
is water
knows.
here.
Varus knows. Varus knows things. Voradin does not, and Dinin does not. Dinin is, I think, probably more focused on the dagger that he sees, and Voradin is kind of looking over everyone's shoulder at the moment, going, "There's some kind of crazy shit going on here, and I don't know what it is." Varus, on the other hand, you have seen, and I will share this with all of you. This is the symbol you see.
Hastings Forge. Chains unbound.
So Hasten, the god of invention and really hates slavery.
Denon takes an interest now that someone says that. Interesting. You said
And
his name is Haston?
I take Haston as a dwarven god.
Hasten is the one of the 12 gods of the Cathedral of Light. So he is the Cathedral of Light, more or less, is a church that has a number of gods to it. Matter of fact, the cleric that's in your party worships one of the gods of the Cathedral of Light. They are a pantheon. They encompass all races in a specific region. So in the north, the Cathedral of Light is the pantheon of choice. It includes both good and evil aligned gods. In their case, they don't really call them evil; they call them mad gods. They're gods that have gone insane.
And is Esfenti one of those or not?
Yes, Sventi is one of those.
So then that's probably why Varus knew.
Probably, yes.
Looks like a good place to wash off our weapons.
I don't think so. I think this is a place to make sacrifices.
Sacrifices does not look so. It looks more like a donation pool.
That's what I mean. Give money for the favor of the gods.
Sacrifices
Sacrifice is a
in my
donation.
city is a little different, I suppose.
A little bit.
As I reach for the dagger, as everyone's looking at the holy symbol.
Ooh, the claw. That's the only thing I can think of is from Toy Story. The claw. So you're gonna reach for it and grab it?
I am. He is.
Varus observes this and says to himself, he can be the own fool.
Okay. Alrighty. So you pick up the dagger, and immediately you will recognize the fact that the dagger is of exceptional quality. So exceptional, in fact. Let me drop it into the inventory stuff. Okay, so in the party sheet, there is a dagger. So if you go to the inventory tab of the party sheet, you may go ahead and drag that and drop it right into your character sheet, sir. Very good. And I also want you to take a look at your character sheet here. You will see that something has changed on your character sheet on the main tab.
I don't see it.
Oh, it's there. You'll find it.
Ah, I do see it.
Yeah, you found it.
What happened?
I don't feel myself suddenly.
All of your items feel twice as heavy as what they once were as well, including this dagger. You picked it up and you flipped it around in your hand, as is typical of a rogue. You know, you always feel for the balance, and of course your heritage also kind of gives you that little that little mental ability to say, how well is this thing balanced? Is it a good dagger? Is it something I want to use? And so you flip it around in your hand. It was very light, and then after a moment, not only is the dagger heavy, but everything that you wear, like your clothes are heavy, your jewelry is heavy, your pack is heavy. Everything on you is like twice as heavy as what it was, which causes that thing that is on your character sheet.
And can I set the dagger down and the effect feels different?
You can set the dagger down and nothing changes.
The curse.
So there's coins in here, right?
There is indeed.
I'm going to flip a gold coin in there and make a wish.
Okay.
Ching.
Okay, you go ahead and you flip a coin in there. Now you can either say it out loud if your character says it out loud, or you can whisper it to me if you're doing it silently to whatever.
Fame and fortune.
Ooh, okay, okay. So you flip in a gold coin. Be sure to mark that off your character sheet.
Did?
Okay. As he searches his character sheet to see what happened to it.
No, I did. I didn't look, and I'm hoping that from what I just saw, there's nothing there.
But nothing seems to happen. You do make your wish. The ripples go out through it and such. Meanwhile, Vasilisa, you are currently planting flowers and utilizing some of your spells and abilities to
Yes,
make
I am.
these flowers grow. Varus, I would like to point out that Vasilisa actually seems to have quite the green thumb.
I have to pay closer attention to that.
And green skin.
I think it's bluish green, yeah.
As long as hags like nature, I don't have a problem.
Who said anything about being a hag?
Ooh.
I'm not precise about
The
whole
eggs have gotten to
pantheon of
Bobicus.
witchiness.
No, you didn't.
So after a bit of time, now, Dinan, did you put the dagger down and just leave it? Or are you going to pick it back up once you discover that the weight does not change?
I'm going to bring it into the dining room there and lay it on the table and tell them that I found this in the fountain and it appears to have a negative effect on.
Oh, honey, don't worry about it. You see, that was a donation that was made. Oh, it has to be. What was it, Gaelic, honey? Was it 2 years ago or was it 3? Anyway, there was this really nice couple who came through. They really couldn't pay so much, but they had these beautiful, beautiful daggers. There were a pair of them. and they gave me one and they gave Gaelic one. But Gaelic said, you know, I don't really use daggers so much. I'm more of a hammer man myself. And so they took it and they pitched it into my fountain for hasten, and it was beautiful. They had a beautiful wedding here that spring, and everything went off so well. Matter of fact, I still use the other dagger. It's mated pair. I still use that in the kitchen. It's one of my cleavers that I use to cut up the meat. I've never had such a sharp blade. It makes the mutton so thin.
Perhaps I should see that one because this one has a negative effect on me. Perhaps that one will adjust that.
A negative effect on you? How is it having a negative effect on you? You did put something in the fountain, didn't you?
Only my hand.
Oh, honey. You don't ever take something off of a shrine without giving something first.
That is not what I was taught.
Oh, honey. You may want to go put that back then. I mean, if you really want it, it's welcome to anybody who wants it. But you just got to make sure to put in a donation first.
I see. Perhaps a prayer to Heston wouldn't hurt either.
Oh, we can take care of that for you, I'm sure.
I walk in the room and I go, "Shitter's full."
What?
Thanks, Cousin Eddie.
I just have this look on my face, which I'm sure Gaelic also has on his face, of how did he fill an outhouse? There's a hole. There's a pit. It's like a giant pit that is underneath that. How did he fill it? You know, he's just got this thought, like, what the hell? So, Dinan, what are you going to do now?
So I will say a prayer to Heston and also throw in a gold piece and with the dagger in my hand say, I didn't know.
Okay. Make me a religion check in the tower, please. I'm so used to saying in the tower. It's not a tower anymore. Now it's a die. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good one. You have the feeling that the god is pleased with your prayer. However, the donation doesn't befit the crime. That you may have to increase the monetary sum a touch.
I will take off a ring and put it in the fountain that he is wearing. If you want to look on my image.
Okay, is that the ring that came from your homeland?
It did.
Okay, that is acceptable. You don't even need to put in the gold, but the ring is acceptable. In which case, you will have the curse removed from you. As also, Miss Vasilisa has her curse removed from her for doing her work. And the thing that is on your character sheet is now fixed. And you feel light on your feet again.
All right, I'm going to finish up my planting, and I'm going into the barn.
Okay.
You may not want to go in there.
It'll be fine. It's aired out.
It's not aired out that much. Vasilisa, you walk right into a very eggy smelling barn. However, it's not so bad that you're going to be really worried about it that much.
Hey, Gio, my folks just got here, so give me like 10 minutes.
Not a problem. It is that time of year, ladies and gentlemen, where we have family members coming in from all directions. But meanwhile, we have Vasilisa going over to check out what is going on with the bandits. The bandits are still in there. You can see the hunter has had tears streaming down out of his eyes, and he's all stuffed up at this point. The other bandit is still staring at Petrie.
Would you like me to take the bird away?
He turns his head, hearing your voice, which has sent chills down his spine, and quickly looks back at the bird because he is much happier to look at the bird than he is to look at your ugly mug. Please remember, even though you are astonishingly beautiful to most people who see you from far away, he has seen the ugly side of you.
If you would like me to take the bird, I can take the and we'll leave you be.
Just leave me alone. Go away.
If that is what you wish, I just need one thing from you, and you'll never see me.
What is it?
The name of your employer.
I don't know the name of my employer. I'm just a hireling amongst hirelings. Ask him. And he kind of chucks his head backwards, and the other guy elbows him sharply.
Oh, so you have information. Well, I can let your pal sit here and scream, or you can just tell me the name of your employer. I go away. You don't have to listen to him bitch about the bird anymore. And there's a possibility you might go free. And that means you could possibly leave this country and disappear. Make a new life for yourself, a new name, a family. Your choice.
So you're willing to let us go?
Possibly, if I get the information I need. The choice is yours.
You're willing to
Going.
let us go.
Going.
If you would shut up, I'll respond. He thinks it over for a moment, and if you untie us, I'll tell you who hired us.
Oh, sweetie, I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. Information first.
Why would I trust a witch?
Then have it your way. And I'll begin to walk away.
Okay. Are you trying to persuade him by walking slowly away, kind of thing?
No, because it's really no skin off my teeth whether he tells me or not. It'd be nice to know, but it's not necessary. He needs me more than I need.
Okay. Okay.
Petrie, it's okay, honey, if you want to move a little closer to the nice man. He seems to like.
Torturing the other one doesn't help because that guy doesn't know anything. And the other one doesn't care enough about his companion to give a rat's ass that you're torturing the other guy.
Like I said, it's no sweat off my teeth. We'll just leave.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So Petrie will stay there, and you will torment the one guy into probably insanity at some point in time.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
okay with this.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured you would be. I am married to her, after all, ladies and gentlemen. I know that Susie is willing to torture a man into insanity. You know, the other night, she actually woke me up by punching me in the face.
First of all, it was an elbow, and your face was in my way.
See? I am an abused husband.
Not an abused husband. Stop blinking rapid.
Pizza, pizza, pizza. Pizza's my safe word. Blink twice and say pizza. All right.
Shitter's full.
Shitter's full. Shitter's full. So the chat has said that I need to change the dice tower into a toilet. So that way we can say roll it in the toilet. Roll it in the shitter. So, all right. So, what will the rest of you do? Dinan has a dagger now, but he has given up his ring for it. Varus, you understand that the Cathedral of Light is the rule of the day out here, and most likely Greta is a priestess of Hasten of some kind. Vasilisa comes wandering out of the warehouse with a pleased look on her face, kind of like that look of the bitch at the club that just kicks some random person in the nuts. She has that look on her face. So what would you all like to do at this point, other than Bobicus, who's trying to explain to Gaelic that the shitter is full, and Gaelic just cannot believe it. He does not want to go see either.
Did we
Yeah, go ahead.
did we get any information from the bandits about who they paid them yet?
No.
Perhaps some of their coins might tell us where they're from.
Oh no. Let them
Did we
stew.
search them? Their coins in their pockets should be
Nobody
all
has searched them yet. No. I mean, you guys tied them up. I wasn't going to assume you searched them. So if you guys would like to, now that the air is cleared in there, it's not quite so eggy. Dinan is going to go do it. Boy, Dinan's just sticking his hands
Yeah.
everywhere today, isn't he?
Did we find anything on any of the dead guys that we killed last?
They had very, very little. They had some short bows, light crossbows, bolts, short swords, that kind of stuff. Basic leather armor. So if anybody needs any of those things, they can go ahead and grab those. But as far as coins go, there wasn't much. Most of them had maybe a few silver pieces at most. What I'll do is I will throw in the party sheet the number of silver pieces that was total.
Nothing like import cigarettes or
No,
any of that stuff.
no import cigarettes, no tobacco from the deep south or anything like that. Yeah, so none of that kind of stuff.
Any stamps on the coins?
Now, the coins did have a couple of different stamps on them, but the most common one, let me see if I actually have a picture of it for you to see. Nope, I do not have it loaded yet. The most common picture that you saw was of a crescent moon in the shape of a U. That is the one that you saw most.
I show the coins around. Are these popular here? I've never seen them before.
He looks at you and he's... Now, who'd you ask that of? I'm sorry.
Just to the party members.
Since most of you aren't from the north specifically, it looks like the same money that Mortimer carries with him, like the same stamps. But Mortimer also carries another, like a lot of his gold pieces and stuff. You guys have been traveling with him long enough that you've seen his actual coins. He has one that is a hammer and an axe that are crossed, which is on a lot of his gold coins. And then the other one he has crescent moons on them, both gold coins and silver coins. However, the silver coins by far more often have that stamp. I would say give me an intelligence check. If everybody wants to give me an intelligence check, I might be able to, if somebody rolls high enough, I'll tell you a little bit more about that coin. And for those of you who are looking in the fountain, the overwhelming majority of coins that are in there also have crescent moons on them. Marbanya got it, which is appropriate since he's
What
the
coin?
bard. Okay. The coins come from a place called Lune Argenti, which happens to be the place where you're traveling to with Mortimer. They are known for silver mines. The axe and hammer ones that you found are from a dwarven mint, which is much, much further northeast.
Well, so I threw a gold coin in there. If I take a gold coin out, I like one of these with a crescent moon on it. It's kind of cool.
Okay, that's fine. So you can just replace it with your own. That's cool. Or replace one of yours with one of those that are found in the fountain. That's absolutely fine.
Add it to my collection.
Yep. It's minted really, really well. And the date that's on it appears to be from about 13 years ago.
The one that the dwarf ball slapped, is that's the one that's in there that we capped?
Yes. Yep. The one that is on the right
But
hand side is the one that the dwarf ball slapped. The one on the left hand side is the one that Vasilisa terrified with her special ability.
Choke on D's nuts.
Exactly.
Denon wants to ask him what he was attempting to do. What were you attempting to do with the torch when you were lighting it on fire?
We were sent here to burn the place to the ground.
So you weren't specifically sent here to rob a steamboat, as you said earlier.
We were sent to rob the steamboats that were coming up and down the river. But when we failed in our task of robbing the steamboat, we were told to come here to burn the place to the ground.
So you were part of the steamboat invasion attack early?
I was nearby. I wasn't one of them that actually attacked, no.
So what's the travel distance from where we had the bandit attack to where this Steinhart's retreat?
About a half a day. It took you guys about a half day to get here by riverboat, and if somebody had horses nearby, it would be about the same distance. The Silver Road travels to the north side of the river and parallels its course.
How many other bandits were there? You two guys are here, the ones who came to attack us. How many more is in your crew?
Did you leave any alive that you've met so far, other than the two of us?
Nope.
Then we
I
are
think
the
one
last.
ran away.
Yeah, then we are the last.
What do you think,
Yeah.
boys? Is it time for a clean sweep and make sure there's none?
No. He stated he would give us information if we were to set him free to go start his life anew, turn over a new leaf.
I say we make these boys clean the shitter.
Empty it.
We
They
could do
prefer
that.
us to kill them, I think, after you've been there.
Give us death, they say. Death.
Kill me while I'm tied up. Don't torture me first.
Let's drag them over to the privy.
Yeah,
see
give
what-
him
I
a
say we
whirly.
make 'em clean up everything, and then see what they do. No, keep an eye on them, of course.
I believe the Steinharts have the call on what to do with these imbeciles.
I don't know, gentlemen. Have you seen the error of your ways? Have you a need to repent? I'm sure that the Steinharts could use some strong backs such as yourselves to help set this place back to right.
Of course, the one that you've terrified is nodding emphatically. He's willing to do pretty much anything. He's like, "Oh, you want me to clean the privy? All right, fine, I'll do that. Oh, you're gonna do that? Oh, well, yeah, I'll do that too. Anything just to get away from you and your bird. Anything." The other guy on the other hand is like, "No, no, that's not how this works. No."
Oh,
Wait.
my precious pet. Of course, go see Greta. She's going to give you a honey bun and she'll put you right to work. And I'll release the one that's scared of me and send him off to.
Okay.
I think we should make sure he's disarmed first.
Yeah,
yeah, he's
none of them
going
have
out
weapons or anything like that on them anymore.
Yeah,
See,
no,
shove-
he's going out
shove his
there with
head
literally
down.
like a loincloth and sandals.
Take your
See,
boots off.
I see we swirly him in the toilet.
Yes.
See, Bobicus is now the reason why I understand that there has not been a bathroom in a dungeon since like Basic Edition. And it's making me rethink why I included privies on all of my maps. Now I know why.
Shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
Just put a mimic chest on top of him, and you can cover it that way.
I think I'm going to start making outhouse mimics.
Geo, if they release the prisoner out of the gate, I wish to follow him stealthily for a little while, then see which direction he goes off.
I'll actually escort him to Greta just so I can make sure he gets there.
Okay, not a problem. All right, so this one will do exactly as you told him to. He will go over to see Greta, and Greta will indeed put him to work. And matter of fact, I am going to change him to neutral at this point, and he is no longer restrained. He will do whatever you have told him to do. He is going to do, and the first thing Greta wants him to do is to go and clean the dishes.
Yeah, change his name to bitch.
River bitch number 10.
Bobicus speaks up. He's like, "No, I need him to clean the shitter because I got another one brewing. I got to punch out another food baby."
Oh, sweet Jesus.
And Petrie will go perch on the gazebo for the time being.
Can I do like
Yeah, he likes.
an insight check on this other one who's still tied up and see if he's like seems like he's hiding and stuff?
You may. That is a very good idea. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay. He is hiding something. He is definitely hiding something. From that insight check, you are able, now that you've been able to watch the interactions between the bandits and some of you guys, the one that ran off to go help Greta that Vasilisa had terrified so badly, he probably was a farmer before this. He probably lost his farm during the winter or something, or maybe he was a farm boy and just ran away from home kind of thing. The guy has no combat ability. He really doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He thinks that robbing people is a cool thing to do because he was told it was cool. This guy, who's still tied up on the other hand, he's got experience. He obviously knows what he's doing. The way he wears his equipment, the way he speaks, the way he moves, all lends itself to being a woodsman of some kind or a person who is on their own a lot. And he definitely understood how to utilize his weapons. Granted, he had no idea how to utilize his weapons against a naked dwarf that was shoving his nuts in his face, but under any normal situation, he would have been, pretty devastating with his weaponry. So most likely he was a woodsman or a guard or, some kind of soldier. And he's in his like mid-30s. So he has that look to him like he's seen things in his lifetime.
All right, so I'm going to talk to him a bit and say, now look, it's obvious that you may or may not know who the person is who's in charge of you, what her name is, or anything like that. But somebody got you to work for her. It's not something that you did by yourself. So we want somebody bigger than you, and you better give us a name because your friend over there is being very helpful, and you're really of no use to us if you're not going to help us out.
He looks at all of you who are beginning to kind of surround him. And, of course, you can see over Dinan's shoulder or around Dinan's hip that Bobicus is kind of wiggling and brewing up another wee hedgehog to poke out. Come at me, pokey. What was it, Susie? Come at me, you pokey cunt.
You jobby wee. What is it? You jobby wee cunt.
Okay, there you go. So Bobicus has got another one of those brewing, and he kind of looks at all of you, and he says, "If you release me, I'll tell you her name. You've already killed all of my compatriots, but if you release me, I'll tell you who she is."
Do we really need her name? How does our name help us?
Well, I'm thinking, what I'm thinking is that if we release you and you tell us who she is, then we just cut one of your hands off. But if you don't, we cut both of them off and your feet, and we throw you in the street in some city someplace. Too much?
Yeah, we should just cut his head off. That'd be faster.
To the pain.
Bobicus starts to lurch. Oh, I'm not feeling so good.
Has anybody else noticed that Bobicus really has he must have intestinal parasites. He was sick on the boat. He's not feeling well this morning.
I think I had some bad eggs.
I thought they was quite good myself. A little fat back with them eggs.
Greta knew how to make those eggs too. She definitely understood how to cook.
Probably shouldn't eat all those raw ones.
He did sleep in the stable last night, so maybe those weren't eggs he was eating. But anyway, so the threats and the idle conversation about cutting off hands and feet and dumping in places is he kind of gets a smile on his face actually when you say you're going to cut off his hands and feet and dump him in a city. He kind of smiles, and not in a pleasant way.
Well, let me see if I actually believe that he's going to tell us the truth if we let him go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of just killing everybody that we end up with the captives. So.
Okay, so Marbania, you pretty much understand that this guy's willing to tell you the truth, and he has no loyalty to whoever she is. Apparently, he's been paid, and that is as far as his loyalty has lied at this point. So if you let him go, he's probably going to choke up the name with no issue, and then just disappear.
Well, I'll relay this information to everybody else. I think he's believable.
Where do you plan on going once we release you?
I'll find someplace else to be. Not
Make
anywhere
sure that
near
place
you.
is far away.
The North has many, many places to go. I'll find one of them to go to.
If we see you again, we're going to take you to her.
If you see me again, well, if you see me again.
So, Bobicus, you hear a large gurgle, and he goes over to this barrel that's right to his right, flips open the top, drops trowel. He's like, oh, that's the stuff. Oh. You just hear like ungodly sound.
I'm one with nature, and that's not natural.
That's when you all realize that Bobicus just despoiled the water that was supposed to go back onto the boat with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Varus fills up his water skin from the fountain.
Oh, I started to say there's plenty over there in that fountain.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's going to need to empty that water out.
Then I get off and I declare, barrel's full.
River bitch, come clean the water, please.
Exactly. River bitch has got to go clean the water.
Well,
So I assume we should start loading the boat for our trip to the.
For those of you
So,
who are inside, of course, as the dwarf comes back in to say, barrel's full, just Mortimer just kind of says, yes, it's time to get the crates back on board the mule and we can go. He's just shaking his head at Bobicus. And the hunter, meanwhile, with the other three of you, tells you that her name is Carva.
car bomb,
Not Carbomb, Carva.
Carva.
Like carve an idol.
Something like that, yeah.
You know what I'm curious about is who does this boat captain? Who's his enemies that he'd have these people wanting to sink his ship and burn his stuff?
Or what's his cargo?
Yeah, I don't know that he's been real forthcoming with truth with us.
Well, you guys have actually touched those crates about 1,000 damn times in your trip so far. From the initial location that you were all hired to this point, you probably touched those crates a half a dozen times apiece. And if you'd like to know, I can actually tell you what is in them.
We would like to know.
You would like to know. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have been snooping by now.
I go to our host. I go, hey, got any more of them eggs?
Got any more of the what? Oh, the eggs?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
God.
looking through the door over his shoulder, shaking my head back and forth.
I will stop him and be like, no, no, no. You've had enough. No. Eat some sticky buns or something. You ain't getting another. I have to ride with you.
Okay, so this is what is in the crates. This is, I mean, you guys have touched the manifest, you've touched the crates, you've moved them multiple times. So you will know not only what is in the crates, but where it's going. There's a crate of clothes that's going to the High Court. There are 2 crates of books that are going to the Scriptorium. There are 3 crates of southern wines that are going to a variety of inns and taverns throughout all of Lunargenti. There's a crate of furs that are going to a variety of merchants throughout the town as well. A crate of navigational aids that's going to a place called Stars and Charts. There are 3 crates of iron ingots that are going to Hemren's Goods. There is a crate of paper and parchment, which is going to the Quill and Pen, which is a shop. And there's a crate of provisions that has been used by you and Morty during your journey thus far.
Doesn't seem like a whole lot of things worth dying over.
How big is the river trade commerce, Morty? Did Morty tell us anything about that?
He uses the river trade because he was given the river mule by worshippers of Hasten as a thank you for moving goods back and forth across the north for them, specifically iron ingots. They're too heavy to really carry over land, and he does a pretty big travel. He goes all the way from where he found you guys in your city to Lunar Genti, and then beyond into the Dwarven lands as well. And the river is the best way of doing it. And to move that much heavy metal goods is he needs something that's going to be easier. And bandits are pretty prevalent on the road, so the river is actually a heck of a lot safer than anything else. Lunar Genti does a lot of business on the river. It is actually, the river runs right down the middle of the city. So there's a lot of river business that goes through there.
So if somebody is trying to impact river business, it would have a economic knock-on drag-on effect.
Yes. And as a note, he is not the only one who has a steam-powered riverboat. There are others.
Nor has he not the only one hired guards to protect said boat too. I'm sure.
Exactly. He it's a very common trade in the north to hire guards to go and protect their goods, whether it's by road, which is the Silver Road, which, as I said, mirrors the river that you've been traveling on, which is called the Silver River. And you have been traveling through an area called the Silver Vale because of all of the silver mines in the area. So I know, very, very original naming convention, but hey, that's the way these people are.
And
Well,
did the bandits arrive on foot or by horseback?
They approached the. Are you going to ask him, or are you going to ask, or are you just going to go by with the information that you know thus far?
I'm asking everyone, the party, did they ask that of him?
Okay. Well, he had mentioned the fact that there were horses that were nearby, but you guys saw them approach only on foot. You never saw or heard a horse, so you have to take his word that there were horses.
Well, I'd assume those horses are probably being protected by one or two more bandits. Perhaps we should find said horses and confiscate them.
I don't know. He seemed fairly convincing when he said these guys were the last, except for the one that ran away on the.
Then it'd be easy to get the horses.
Well, see, now you might understand why he's so willing to be let go and disappear, because if he ends up with a dozen or more horses that he can sell, yeah, he's going to make some money just off selling off horses.
Perhaps we can find their tracks. I'll climb up on the roof and see if I can see where they got up that side.
Okay. You can make me a survival check at disadvantage to see if you can see any tracks from up there. After all, it is hard ground and it's kind of difficult to poke around.
Well, specifically, I'm looking for maybe ropes they use to climb up on the roof, or how they access the roof without just climbing up the.
Gotcha. The outer wall is a little rough. You know, it's not perfectly fit dwarven stonework, as Babacus was able to tell you guys last time. So there is places for handholds, and the easiest place to climb over the wall is by the stable or the tower, and that is where the initial ones were. Everybody else came up over the wooden gate, so they probably just grabbed a hold of the cross beams and pulled themselves up almost like a ladder. So that is what you've been able to see when it comes to how they got over the wall. Now, they came over the south wall of the retreat. So south of here is the river. The river is only maybe 100 yards away to the south.
And the path is right on the Steinheart retreat's right on the road.
The road is about another, you would say, maybe 50 yards to the east. And there's a bridge that crosses over the river there as well. So the Silver Road is not very far away from you right now, and it actually crosses the river from the north side to the south side of it right here at the retreat.
That's where I would hide horses.
And as a note, it is very forested through here. So, for example, even though you know it's only, not that far away from the river, you can't see the river. Even from like climbing up into the tower, you couldn't see the river. Same thing, you couldn't see the bridge or the road from the retreat either because the trees are in the way.
So Denon will approach the druid and say, perhaps you would be better spotting these tracks from these bandits and see which direction they came from. Can't you turn into something with a good sniffer?
Not at this level.
Yeah, we gotta go kill Carver first, I think. We should get out of here. Let's get up the river and get moving. We spend too much time here indoors. I want to be out on the road outside again.
Just let me grab my gear.
So if we're letting this guy go, I want to make sure that he goes out and like goes away. So I want to make sure that he heads off for the hills and doesn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
Denon will follow him for a few hundred yards.
Okay. Denon, if you can roll me a stealth check, and I'm going to assume you guys are going to walk him to the gate before you let him go.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And are you going to let the river bitch go as well, or are you forcing him to stay?
That's up to
the wit.
Greta.
Okay. As a point of note, river bitch is about 16 to 20 years old and is a human male. He's a younger guy, and he's pretty terrified. He looks like he's actually doing a relatively decent job for Greta. At the moment, he's just cleaning dishes. He's washing dishes. And he seems to be... It seems as if he has done this kind of thing before. Like, he pissed off his own mother, and his punishment was to do dishes, and he seems like he knows exactly what he's doing here.
I will drop the evil eye and speak to Greta. I think maybe a couple of weeks of good, honest labor for this lad would do good to instill this lesson in him about choosing his path. What do you think?
Oh, honey, I think he'll be just fine here. You see, we're open to everyone. We do not mind the fact that he may have been here with some friends that wanted to cause a little bit of trouble, but I'm sure, and she kind of looks over at him with that look on her face, I'm sure he'll be just fine, won't you, young man? He nods emphatically. At this point, he just looks like he's kind of lost it. Like, I'll do whatever anybody tells me to do because I'm alive, and just keep me away from the witch lady kind of thing is what he's going after. Meanwhile, you guys let the other guy go. He is true to his word. He steps out of the retreat. You guys cut his bonds, and he takes off. He goes around the west side of the retreat, around the wall, and heads north, right through the trees. Denon, you follow him for a little bit until he gets to the tree line, and then he moves so much faster than you do that you're unable to keep up with him.
That's fine. I'll come back once he's gone off into the trees.
He is heading definitely away from the road and away from the bridge.
Northernly?
Northwest.
Cool.
Matter of
And
fact,
as long as we're heading east, that's good.
Yeah.
I come back and say, Our friend ran off into the woods to the northwest. Perhaps that's where his holdup is.
And as you can see, Steinhart's retreat is right here in the middle of the Silver Vale. Lower center portion of the Silver Vale. And as you look at this map, you will also notice the crescent moon shape has it's the actual compass rose that's on this map. Without the end is what is on the coins as well.
Well, I got me one of them.
Well,
Okay.
is it time to reload up the mule and get going upriver?
I am in no hurry to travel on the river again, so I am with Mortimer.
Gee, I wonder why.
Morty, time to go.
Morty says indeed. And we will get moving on to the next one. All right. So, first thing I'm going to do is drop you guys on a different map. And remove the ones we don't need. Don't need Greta, don't need Gaelic, don't need River Bitch. There's a lot of you in this party. I just want to say that.
It's a party.
It is a party. All right, so I'm going to turn anybody sideways. Let me share the map with you. I'm going to turn anybody sideways who wants to go into the cabin, but I'll allow all of the rest of you to line yourselves up on the map as you wish. Because as you line yourselves up, I will go ahead and I will read out our encounter. After you have been traveling for a little bit, a few hours, I would like each of you to please roll me a nature check in the tower. Varus, of course, has gotten that one. Hey, Bobicus got it too. Sweet. All right, so Bobicus and Varus are the first to notice the fact that the water in the river is getting more shallow as you are traveling along. After you've noticed this, it's about another 15 minutes before you hear Morty yell, "Damn it!" You hear the joy in Morty's voice drain as the mule rounds a bend. No, seriously, they damned it. He points along the prow of the riverboat towards the east. Stretching from the north to the south shore, at least 7 feet high, is the reason for the river being so shallow. It's a massive beaver dam. As you stare at the dam and wonder how best to pull it apart, a strange sight of a human woman walking across the water on the far side of the dammed up river peels your eyes up towards her. "You idiots!" she screeches at you. "Such a simple task, and now you've ruined my payday. Do you know how much it costs to pay widow's wages for over 20 families?" The dark blue tattoo that runs down the left side of her face begins to glow and pulse with an ever-increasing rhythm. Now you'll die. Everybody roll me initiative. Now, I want to point something out to the people who are watching. Now, this is a feature that is in the Grim and the Wicked. There is a number of encounters that have specifically things like there is twice as many of such and such as there are PCs, or there are one of these for every 2 PCs. The glory of the Fantasy Grounds module is it automatically does the mathematics for you and will generate it accordingly.
Anybody else lose Jeff's voice?
Did you lose my voice?
No, we got you.
Okay.
He's concentrating.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm dropping some stuff on the map. Alrighty. Of course, I put it on the wrong fucking layer. Give me a minute while I change what layer I put it on. It's the only other extension I ever freaking use is the layer extension, and of course, I forgot this time. Alrighty, so here we go. Da, 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 da. There she is, standing out there on her little barge, or her little flow of ice, which is out there. I will show you all a picture of her as well. Huh. Script error. That was interesting.
I got it.
Okay.
I got it. Sister Carva.
Yep, that'd be Sister Carva, and that is what she looks like. Alrighty. We'll start right at the top with Marbanya. Marbanya, you are the first to go. Oop, let me lock all the tokens down. You are the first to go. But I would like you to please roll me a perception check before you go too far. Oh. Sir, you can see from your position that there is something in the water to the south of the River Mule. Which, by the way, just to let everybody know, Morty has shut down the River Mule. It is not going forward at all. So you do not have to worry about the engine getting cranked up.
Okay, so something is in the water like this way.
Yep. Matter of fact, it is
And
over. I'll even make a little circle in the generic location, like right over here.
okay, I think. Okay, so she is standing. Oh, I see her up there.
Yep.
And that's a little out of my range, I believe.
Probably.
So I will move to here. And I'm going to look up at her and say, so you've come to meet your doom, and cast some vicious mockery.
Ooh. She succeeds.
And she succeeds. And I think I'm going to bail off in the water this way.
Okay. Well, since you jump off right there, I can actually show you what you landed on. Good job landing right on it.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet the first Passion for Drawings artwork he actually did for the book.
Oh my god.
It's a zombiever.
Oh shit. And that's the end of my movement, so I'm stuck.
Yes, indeed you are. Okay, Babakis, can you please roll me a perception check?
Sure.
I do have to say that zombiever is pretty awesome.
Babakis notices nothing. Okay, Babakis, what would you like to do?
Let me ask. Okay, I got a couple questions. The dam, is it higher than us? Is it like how high does it tower?
It stands 7 feet above the water, And at the moment, Bobicus, you are... The top of your head equals the top of the dam right now from you standing on the boat.
Okay. And he shut down the engines, or he just stopped?
He
the boat?
did. He did shut down the engines. So
He did shut down the
yeah,
engines.
because he was beginning to kind of back them off as the water was getting shallower and shallower, and then he saw this as he came around the corner, and he just slammed on the brakes.
As much as he can with the boat. All right.
Yeah.
What should I do? I have two ways I can go here. I don't know which one I can get away with. All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go into, what the heck. If that doesn't work, I can do plan B. I'm going to go in the engine room, knock him out of the way, slam on the engine, and crank the thing forward to slam into that dam.
Okay.
Like, just totally way on it.
Well, let me think here. I'm trying to give you some sort of skill check for you. Give me an intelligence check. Just a basic intelligence check.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. You know that the river mule doesn't move fast enough to really do too much damage to the beaver dam. It is a very good plan, but you may end up just burning out the engine more than doing damage to the dam. I mean, you do a little bit of damage to it, but you definitely won't puncture through it before the river mule gets all fucked up.
Well, I just want to go ahead and just crash it into the dam as much as I can, so that like the front of the ship is kissing the dam. You know, like
Okay.
just,
all right.
You know, if I can't get it to go through, like at least get it to where we can use it as a bridge.
Okay, not a problem. All right, so you will indeed, that'll be your action, is to move it forward, and it will indeed touch the dam. Mortimer, of course, is freaking out over this entire prospect. And I'm going to turn you sideways to denote the fact that you are inside. He's freaking out, and he's yelling at you. But you now have, for everybody else, the river mule is 5 feet closer and is touching the dam at this point. Corwin, please make me a perception check. And Bobicus, just to let you know, my chat is saying you are trying to motorboat Karba. Ah, very good. So, our friendly neighborhood cleric notices that there is movement in the water inside this circle.
Can I see Carva?
Yes, you can. You are tall enough to see her. All of you are tall enough to see her. She is definitely standing up over there.
And how do I figure out my range to her?
If you target her by holding down control and left clicking on her, it'll actually draw a line between the two of you. So right now you are 60 feet.
All right, that's too far to do what I wanted. So I'm going to I'm going to move closer to the edge here and just like lean over and see if I can see what's down in the.
Okay. So you take a moment to take a look at the water. And what you will see, since you are spending your action to do so, since you aren't using your action elsewhere, or are you just kind of doing a cursory glance?
I was going to go cursory because I might want to do something.
Okay. You do see the fact that inside that blue circle that I had up there, there's 2 wakes that are moving towards you. I think that's the best way of me putting it. For those of you who don't know boat terms, a wake is the thing that is behind a moving object in water. It kind of makes a weird V pattern that goes behind it. So I can actually give you something like this and like this. They are in that range, coming that direction.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off then by casting my Orison spell.
Okay.
This time I'm going to use it to say, Alicia, help me out here. And that allows you, I mean, do you need to read it or you want me to tell you what it says?
Yeah, you tell me what you want to do.
Okay, it says the GM secretly rolls 2d20 and records the better. At some point during the next hour, I can choose to replace a roll.
And I choose the better of those two? Okie dokie.
Yes.
I've got it. I will even write it down as a note for myself. Is this a note that you need to see?
No.
Okay.
And I'll just tell you when I plan to use it or whatever, and then you can switch it for me.
Okay.
And then I'll...
Very good. All right. Varus. Varus, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check before you begin as well. Okay, you do not notice the wake that is over there, or the movement in the water.
All right. Well, if I don't notice that, I notice Carla or Carva
Yes.
or whatever she
Yes, you do. You notice her indeed.
over there.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw some ice knife at her.
Nice. That is a hit, sir. Oh, she's successful on her saving throw, though. I really can't wait for you to level, because I really want to see this new extension work.
Love that big damage, huh?
Yeah, that was big damage. You that was more like an ice toothpick. So she's
not
going to
even a nice
respond.
pick.
And her response is to cast a spell. Let me grab a token of some kind here. Let me see. I'm going to use... All right. So she raises her hands and casts a spell. The water next to the boat near Varus suddenly comes to life, and a tendril of the water reaches up and whips out and attempts to attack Varus. Alrighty, now Varus, I'm going to allow you to roll your own saving throw. It's a dexterity saving throw, because I've just noticed that the code I have in here is not working for it. So that is something that needs to be changed. That is a
Yeah, that's not
failed
such
saving
great save.
throw.
Ooh.
I'm going swimming.
You will most likely be going swimming here in a moment. But first,
The horse.
you are going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Holy smokes.
And you are grabbed and thrown off into the water. Over that way. When you land in the water, you will see what is swimming in the water.
Let me guess. Beavers.
Zombievers.
Mm.
Okay. Now, I just want to let Marbania and Varus both know that the water here is shallow enough for you to stand. So you're not swimming. But it is considered to be difficult terrain. It does cost an extra 5 feet of movement per square for you. Zombiever. Zombiever number 1 comes over here. Did I ever do the thing that I wanted to do? Okay, nope, I did not. Okay, so Zombeaver number 1 is going to, or number 5, is going to attack Varus. And misses. Zombeaver number 2 will swim directly for Varus. And hits.
And Varus is unconscious.
Chomp, chomp.
And Varus is knocked out.
Oh,
Flip him upside down. The beaver is going to utilize the rest of its movement, and it climbs up here onto the boat, and it is done. Voradin, you have a giant undead beaver on the boat next to you, blood dripping from its teeth.
it's a stinky beaver.
It
I'm
is
going to cast Chill Touch.
excellent.
It's not letting me target the thing.
Really? There you go. You had Sister Carva also targeted, just as a note. There you go. You got
There
it
we go. I
targeted
think
now.
we're good now. All right.
Ooh.
That's a hit.
Oh,
Okay, and now since he was also an undead target, I'm assuming since he's a zombie,
Yes, he is an undead target.
if he attacks me, he has disadvantage on rolls against me until the end of my next.
Yep, not a problem.
And I'll pass my turn.
Awesome. All right, so Marbanya is going to be attacked by the other Zombeaver on the other side. That's a
Oh.
hit. And it is going to grapple you as it bites you and holds on for dear life. Matter of fact, while I'm there, let me open this back up. There we go. Every round that he is on you, he is going to continue doing damage to you. So, Didden, you are inside the boathouse. You're now
Denon is
outside.
gonna move out, jump up on the
You just filled your name out way big. So you're out and you're on top of the crates. And you see all sorts of weirdness going on nearby.
I'm trying not to fill out my stuff, so
No problem.
I want to target the one right here, number 8, and shoot him with a bow.
Okay, he is targeted.
How bright is it out? Do I have disadvantage?
It is disadvantage at the moment for you, yes. Your sunlight sensitivity is indeed on. Hey, you still hit him, though. You will have your sneak attack damage in here as well. He is currently flanked by Corwin and Voradin, so you will get your sneak attack. Nice damage.
And he is done.
Okay. Vasilisa, it is your turn.
All right, the guy's got the icky sticky mutants. I'm going after this bitch.
Ah.
This hooker be mine.
And what are you casting?
Thornball,
What is the range on Thornball?
120.
Okay, so then, yep, you can go ahead and cast it at her. That's a hit. A little bit of damage.
Better than nothing.
Mortimer does nothing inside, except he argues with Bobicus. And Petrie. Anything for Petrie?
Petrie's just gonna, when Vasilisa pops up, he'll kind of pop up as moral support. But when she pops back down after she casts a spell, he doesn't. He pops.
Okay. At the top of the new round, it's Petrie again, which you said he's just going to pop up when you do. Sister Carva. All right. On her turn, she is going to use her bonus action to have Corwin please roll a dexterity saving throw. Ooh. Okay, you unfortunately fail your dexterity saving throw, and she is hitting you with a water whip for 2d8 bludgeoning damage.
I cast my warding flare as a reaction.
Okay, which is what, disadvantage?
Yes, and it puts up a wall of flame in between.
Okay. And the wall of flame takes up how much damage? Or does it do something different? I can't ever remember.
It just that's what causes the disadvantage.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, since it's not an attack roll, it's a saving throw. It really
So
doesn't
that's not
do
a power.
much. Yeah, it won't
Okay.
do anything for this.
All right.
Yikes. You get smacked by a lot of damage. 13 points. Which will knock you out immediately.
Dang.
That stung.
That stung a little bit. And as her action, she can't do any of the rest of these things because they require concentration, and she's already concentrating on this. And yes, Susie, I already made the concentration check against your thorn ball.
That's fine.
All right, the Zombiever climbs up onto the boat. He doesn't target him anymore. And will start moving his way that way, but he can't really go too much of any place else at the moment. Denon, you just watch the cleric go down.
And I will target the beaver number 8 again and shoot him.
Alrighty. Nice. That is another hit. And once again, you get your sneak attack damage.
And I shoot him in the throat with an arrow.
Sweet. And because of the chill touch, he will not be able to make his typical zombie thing of being able to heal back. So there we go. That is a dead zombie. Not only did you shoot him in the throat, he shattered because of the chill touch of Voradin.
Then I'll hop over there and take aim at the next one, number 5. But I'm done.
Excellent. Very good. Vasilisa, it is now your turn.
Ooh, lather, rinse, and repeat.
That, unfortunately, is a miss. Corwin, give me a death save.
Where is that? How do I do that?
On your main tab of your character sheet, down at the bottom, you'll see that there's a little die next to the hit dice. It's way over to the right-hand side. It's a little die button. Hit it once. There you go. There's one success. And then you can advance your turn, sir. All right. This Zombiever will attempt to attack again. Actually, he does his damage automatically, so he is just going to continue biting Marbanya.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh, knocks him unconscious. But Marbanya, you can make your death save right now.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Womp womp. And while I'm at it, he is letting you go since you are down. So you're no longer grappled and you will no longer be taking the ongoing effect. So you can go ahead. 3 down.
Am I prone underwater right now?
No, you are not prone underwater.
Okay.
I am nice enough to allow you to be face up for anybody who is unconscious in the water. I do not want you to drown. That is insult on top of injury.
You'd bleed to death before you drowned, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Bobicus, what would you like to do?
I'm going to turn around, run out the door full speed up the boat, and jump up onto the dam. So I'm using my full action to do all of my speed, all of my running to get up here.
Okie dokie. So you're going to do a full dash. So you got a total of 50 feet. So whatever you do, we'll subtract 10 feet off of it because the boat's actually touching the dam at this point.
So that's as far as I can go. So whatever, that's if I'm on the dam or not, I don't know.
You're just putting a foot on the dam at this point. So technically you are there is where you are.
Okay. Right. So I'm going up there, and as I'm doing that, I'm grabbing my shield and I obviously have my footing and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm grabbing my shield and my axe. I'm whipping that out and.
Oh, great. Bobicus is whipping it out again.
Whipping it out.
Again.
Excuse me while I whip this up.
Not a problem. All right. So you got all your stuff. And I'll set you back up to rights. And you are all set, sir. You may go ahead and advance. Voradin, it is now your turn. You're watching people fall down left, right, and center. And then a dwarf just run Hare Krishna down the boat and onto the beaver dam.
All right, I'm just going to move just a little bit.
Okay.
I will cast Chill Touch Zombiever 5.
Very good. The rogue and the wizard, once again, have learned we work well together. That is a hit. Okay. Mortimer busily shuts down the engine. It's still touching, but it shuts down. And last but not least, Varus, death save. Nice. Good success. At the top of the round, Corwin, death save. That seems to be my most common thing to say. Death save. Death save.
Oh!
Oh.
I'd like to use that roll now, please.
Okay. The roll that you had, or that I did behind the scenes, was a 6. So it's not a 1. So you'll only fail once. So it's better. You're not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm happy. And you may go ahead and advance your turn now, sir. I've already fixed your death saves for you. All right. Does Petrie want to do anything?
Nope.
Okie dokie. Vasilisa,
He's
it's your
little
turn.
yet.
Like that. He's still little. He's just a little guy.
He is just. Okay, well, fuck her because she's not my main concern right now. But this zombiever right here, I'm gonna siphon the shit out of his soul.
Ooh. Give me your soul.
Basically, Kalima, Kalima. Oh, mother.
Crit.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
And I get 6 temporary hit.
Okay, go ahead and add those to yourself. As you suck out a beaver's soul.
Yep.
There is something perverse I can say in there somewhere, I'm sure.
How you like me now?
Susie sucking
Sucking
beaver
on
again.
beaver.
The zombiever likes you very much indeed. So it's going to climb up on the boat. And it is going to try to bite you. It hits you. Ah! But does not grab you because the temporary hit points, the shield of souls around you has protected you. Marbanya, death save. Hey, look at that. That was a nice one. Sister Carva cannot reach Dinin with the water whip, cannot reach Babakis with a water whip. So she is going to stop concentrating on the water whip. And seeing the fact that Babakis is popping his little dwarfy ass up this direction, she casts a different spell. Suddenly, up here at the top, it is nothing but fog. And I will hide her for the moment, so you guys cannot see her. There you go. Voradin, it is now your turn.
All right, we're going to go with Chill Touch yet again on Zombiever 5.
Excellent. That's a hit. Nice. Nice.
Not too much luck on the damage rolls tonight, but that's okay.
Hey, you're helping by making sure that it stays frozen and can't stand up. Okay, Babakis, you are on the wall, the beaver dam, and there is fog in front of you here at the top of the beaver dam.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is I know which direction I need to go. So I'm going to need to do a running jump towards where that ice block was.
Okay.
And jump right into the fog.
Alrighty. Roll me an athletics check. This is more for accuracy than it is for distance, because you have the distance with no issue.
Yeah, it goes by strength. All right.
Oh yeah. You've got the right idea of it, and you will land right there. Now, when you land, I need a dexterity saving throw. See if you stick the landing, because it's a little slippy.
I'm gonna loan him inspiration.
Oh! Susie says she is giving you a point of her inspiration to roll that again.
Okay, thank you. I was going to use mine, but thank you.
Oh, you can use yours to get advantage on the roll if you want.
Yeah, I'll use hers for a reroll and an advantage.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so you don't stick the landing, but you don't go flying off the other side either. What you do is you end up what you do end up doing is landing on your butt as your feet go out from underneath you. But you are still in the same spot. You didn't fail it by more than 5, so you didn't end up rolling off the ice block.
Okay, and do I see her directly in front of me?
You do not see her.
Really?
Yes.
I thought it was dirt. I thought it was a concentration. She has a concentration on the fog.
She is concentrating on the fog, but you do not see her there.
Okay. Then, seeing as that is it full movement to jump or no?
That was part of your movement to jump.
Okay.
Currently you're prone, so in order to stand up, you'd have to.
So I'm going to get out of prone. Well, you know what I'm going to do? No, I'm going to try swinging my axe still in prone towards her direction.
Okay, not a problem. You can make an attack check.
Minuses, right? Yeah.
because you don't need to worry about targeting anything. So, all right. So you swing mightily, and in the comic fashion of Bobicus, you swing hard enough that you actually spin on your butt in a full circle, and your axe doesn't connect with anything. It's just air around you.
Okay. Let's see what's. I yell to them. I don't think she's here.
So the three of you who are left alive down there, you can hear Bobicus's voice from the fog from up above that you don't know where she is. Hey, there's another success. Varus is not dead yet.
Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
You're face up. You're face up for the time being. Dinnan, it is now your turn.
So what's the status of Beaver 5?
Beaver
Is it
5
prone?
is wounded, and he is currently a little blue because he got hit by a chill touch.
Denon's going to hop down and try to administer medicine on Corin.
Okay. That would be an action. Just want to let you know.
Right, but a dead cleric isn't no good to anybody.
Exactly. So go ahead and roll your medicine check. As long as you have a DC 10 or higher, you will stabilize him. Hey, that's an 11. You got him. He's stabilized.
Then I'll draw a honey bun out of my pouch and stuff it in his hand.
Baby bird him! Baby bird him!
He can't baby bird. That's a use action, so he actually has to wait for an action to do that. But he will pull out you can pull one out of your pack to have in your hand and ready to go.
Yeah, and when Corin comes around, I will hand it to him.
Okay, not a problem. So I will throw stable on him.
Gracias.
There we go. All right, now this one climbs up on the crates, across the crates, off the crate, back on the crate, because it's getting tired of being shot at by a mage. And he's going to come over and he's going to attempt to bite the mage. And hits.
Mage.
Oh, ow. That was 8 points of damage.
That stings.
That stung a little bit. And the mage goes down. Meanwhile, Corwin is stabilized, so he does not need to roll anything anymore. And there's nothing he can
But
do
I
while
can't
he's
do anything,
unconscious. Sister Carva is concentrating on her spell at the moment and cannot see Bobicus anyway, even if she tried. Vordan can roll his. Hey! Guess what? Vordan, you're no longer unconscious. You have 1 hit point. And you're currently prone, so you're laying down. Do you wish to play possum and just lay there, or do you want to stand up and
I will
continue
play
your attack?
possum for the rest of this turn.
Okay.
Beavers don't like possum.
But this is a zombie beaver. Maybe it might like possums.
Have you seen that picture of that beaver? It looked like it ate a possum.
That's true. That's true. It does. All right. Does Petrie want to do something?
Nope. Wait.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, King. Why don't you have Petrie? This is just a suggestion. You can do this. Have Petrie fly around a little bit and do some scoping all along the shores for us, because she's not here where I am, but she somehow casts this fog and maybe an illusion or something. So maybe we can get him this owl to actually do something and scout a little bit.
Yeah, he can scout. So we'll send Petrie off on a scouting.
Okay. You show me where you want him to scout. And he does have keen hearing and sight, so he does have advantage on his checks to look through shit like that.
He's going to start up there.
He has a fly of 60, just want to point out to you.
Then I'll go to that.
Okie dokie. Would you like to make me a perception check for Petrie at advantage? Actually, make it normal. Just make it normal because the fog would be disadvantage for it. And by the way, thank you, Dr. Squiggums, for the follow. That is definitely the follow of the day. That's an awesome name. And Petrie does not see anything.
Okay, well, he's just going to use his passive perception.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, that's a 13.
All right. Not a problem. Mortimer has finished doing his thing. Varus.
Gurgle, gurgle.
Gurgle, gurgle. Uh-oh. There's one fail.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blub, blub, blub. Should I have you, like, floating down the river at the same time? All right. Dinnan.
Denon will pull out his freshly new refined dagger and attempt to stab the beaver in the back.
Awesome. Okay. You are at disadvantage to attack, but it is a magical dagger, so that's not
Are
too
you
bad.
using flanking rolls?
Yes, I am. You would have to move one. Yeah, I was gonna say you have to move one square to your left to get flanking. Now, technically, you wouldn't have it because Voradin is prone and is playing possum at the moment. However, because I am erring on the side of the player characters today, by all means, you have flanking, so it's a regular, everyday attack for you. If you hit, you will get your sneak attack damage in there as well. That's a hit. You get your sneak attack in there. Nice. It is dead. Because it will not make its saving throw to make that check. And then Dinnan jumps into the water to go help Varus.
Correct.
Rogue for the win. All right, Babakis, you are currently on your Tukus, on the ice block. You know that she's not there. She's not within within one square of you in any direction in a 360 degree circle.
Okay. Is me making a listening really well? Is that an action or is that just something
If you want to do something like that, I will allow you to make an investigation check. Investigation checks in my house rule is an action where perception is a bonus. So that'll be your choice. If you do investigate, the DC is 5 lower than a perception, but you waste your action for it.
No, I'll take the perception to just listen.
Okay.
For the
Alrighty, go ahead and make a perception then. That'll be your bonus action. Susie's over here saying all sorts of negative things about Sister Carva. All right. You do not hear her. You are currently prone. Do you want to use half of your movement to stand up?
What I'm going to do?
Don't.
No. I'm going to stand up, but when I stand up, I'm going to these are floating pieces of ice.
Yes, they are. They are bobbing a little bit. They are moving a little bit.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is when I get up, I'm going to kind of get up with a jump, kind of jump about 5 feet in the air and slam my feet down on the ice and kind of bob the ice just enough to...
I understand. Just in case she's
my
on the
weight
far
and-
side or something, that it'll kind of knock her around. Okay, I understand.
Yes.
He's trying to trampoline her.
Yep.
Yeah, that kind of deal.
Okay, so you spring up to your feet, and kind of do that little hop jump and use your dwarfy density on one edge of this to kind of seesaw, teeter-totter it a little bit. Your feet get a little wet as water sloshes up over the side, but you've got your footing now. And you realize that there's nothing else on this ice with you.
So nothing like resisted.
Nothing resisted it.
Do I still have my? Well, that's all my movement, right?
Yes, that was all your movement. You still have your action
But I still have
and another 5 foot of move.
All right, I'm going to take another running jump and go for the shore direction.
Which way? Okay, I see what you're trying to do right there. All right, so you're going to use your action to move that way. Not a problem.
Yes.
Give me an athletics check. Once again, you're kind of jumping blind. I just want to see accuracy-wise, because you have the strength. Okay, yeah. So accuracy, you land exactly where you want to. And you're right at the edge of the fog cloud, and you can see, you can see beyond the fog cloud at this point.
Well, do I see anything like in the wood line or anything?
No, you do not see her along the wood line or anything like that, nor do you see any tracks leading away from the water. You can definitely see where she came in from the north. You can see the trampled grass and everything like that from the north. But you do not see her, like, a path leading away.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. First things first, I'm going to shank this fucking beaver.
You're going to shank it.
Get damn, Skippy.
Stick your shiv in it.
Exactly.
She's
That's a
sticking
hit.
something in her beaver.
And it's dead. Actually,
Okay.
it needs to make its Constitution saving throw first.
No, it got ice touched.
That one didn't. Not this round.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that was the other
ice
one.
touched.
Because he was unconscious this round. So that's only lasts for a round, sweetie. I'm sorry. But he makes a saving throw. Let's see. That would be, let's see, 5 plus damage. So that'd be a 7 is the DC. He rolled an 11. So yes, he is 1 hit point. So it's not dead yet. It's happy. Do you wish to move? Or do you want to stand right there? Just
No,
asking.
because-
No, because I can't afford the attack of opportunity.
Okay. Marbanya, please roll me your death save. Ooh, that's 2.
Ooh.
And finally, the Zombeaver will attack. And, oh, because I didn't take off the unconscious, of course. But he still hits.
Take any hit.
Okay, and you take some damage, and then it bites into you to grapple you. Voradin, you are currently prone. You can see that the Zombeaver has attached itself to Vasilisa's leg, and it's nomming on her.
I think I will go ahead and try to hit it with a chill.
Okie dokie. So you are at disadvantage because you are laying prone and you're right next to it. So you can do that because it's a ranged attack. That is a hit. And you will shatter it right then and there.
Good deal. I'll pass my turn.
Finally got the roll.
All right, Corwin, you are stable and unconscious still.
I twitch uncontrollably.
Exactly. You just lay there, snoring loudly. Marbanya! Oh boy. Will Marbanya die? He has 2 failed death saves so far.
I'm dead.
Okay, now, Marbanya, you do have an unspent inspiration point. Would you
I
like
do.
to spend that to re-roll that?
Yes, I would.
Okay, I will take away the inspiration, and I will take away the failed death save to re-roll that again.
Oh, I think it's dead is dead.
I'll give him my
Wow.
inspiration point.
You give him, okay, there you go. Another person giving you an inspiration. Try again.
I'm giving him another one so he can roll it at advantage.
Oh, he doesn't need it at advantage. Well, actually, you are giving him another one to roll at advantage? Or no?
No, he doesn't need it now. So
Okay. All right, so Marbanya is now 2 and 2. All right. So Marbanya is still alive.
Damn.
He can go ahead and advance his turn.
Yeah.
Didn't. Are you stabilizing the... Ooh, Dinnan. Bad Dinnan.
I'm stuffing a biscuit in his mouth or a honey bun.
He's just stuffing it in his mouth. He's like, take this! And you shoved it up his nose instead. Because you rolled a total of a 3.
He's not working. It's not working on him. I
Oh,
need
you know
a
what?
kit.
He's an elf.
Does someone
that's
have a
why.
kit?
Elves
Well, I
must,
will
you
attempt
know,
to.
elves must
at
need
least-
to have it someplace else. They have to have it like in their ear or something, maybe.
How much time do we have left?
A little bit. Maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, all right, because I got another meeting I gotta go to soon. So.
All right, no problem. If you gotta take off, just, you can go ahead and, just let me know.
No, I want to do one more thing, and then when I get one more turn, then I'll head out.
Okay. All right, Mortimer does nothing. Varus. There's the critical
Looky
success.
there!
Nice.
Just chew. Just chew. Don't try to breathe. Just chew.
Well, I'll. I think I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Well, doesn't the honey bun give you something?
It would back at the retreat. Unfortunately, the honey bun has lost its ability.
It's all stale and hard.
Actually, in this case, probably all sopping wet.
True.
Hey,
Yeah.
Varus, you're feeling good.
And I'll stand up if I'm not already.
Okay, I have you standing up now. So you have the other half of your movement, because I think you're pretty much out of gas at this point.
I'll move up there.
Sweet. Okay. All right, Petrie is using his 13. Where is he rolling, or where is he flying to next? Okie dokie. If Petrie sees her, what is he going to do?
he's just gonna let the dwarfy guy
And what is he going to do? Circle, squawk? What's he going to do?
squawk, and then he'll circle where she is.
Crap on her
Okay.
head.
In that case, then what I'll do is I'll do this and do
Can you
this.
guys hear me?
And he starts squawking.
Excellent.
Bobkus. You kind of have an idea, according to Petrie, on where she is.
I see you flying rat. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step back 5 feet onto.
Onto more solid land. Okay.
Then I'm gonna take a running and jump onto that closest iceberg, we'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm doing, I'm going to try to plant my feet in such a way to where I use my weight to push the other iceberg into the other one, the lower one, kind of float across, and then as hopefully gain my footing and get across and try to make like a little bridge as I'm going across, and hopefully bash him into the other one too.
Okay. Make me one athletics check, and this will be for the whole kit and caboodle. Because I have a pretty darn good idea how this is going to play out if the athletics check is good. Okay.
I will use my inspiration
to re-roll that. We'll take the higher of the two. The first one was higher.
Yeah.
All right, so you slam into this, and it kind of pushes it across the water. I will use that number to do this. Okay, she's able to keep her footing, and she's able to continue concentrating on her spell. But you definitely heard something from the other ice flow this time.
Did I move the ice flow?
Yes, you moved the ice flow that you're on into the other one. It jogged the other one, which you heard her kind of squeak for a second. She does not fall over. She does make her saving throw in order to keep her concentration. But you definitely know that she is over there.
So then I'm gonna, because I still technically have like 15 movement, correct? Or does the jump count towards movement?
See, I'm going to count this one as your action because you kind of use the terrain as an attack, quote unquote.
Not a bad idea. So what about my movement?
I'll give you another 10-foot move.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight line where I heard her, make a sound, and I'm just going to kind of shield up and run just blindly into the next.
Okay. Yep, I understand what you're trying to do. Alrighty, not a problem. We will complete this action. We will complete this action next turn. Because technically you're not allowed to do that, but we'll complete it next turn.
I'm just running blindly. I don't know what's in front of me.
Yep, not a problem. Yep, because I'll have you making attack rolls and stuff like that next turn. Okay. And then it looks like it will probably be Vasilisa's turn after this. Oops. Susie, do not take that damage. I totally forgot to take that off of you. Give me a second. There you go. All right. So, Susie, it is now your turn.
All right. Everybody hold on.
Hold my brew.
Here, hold my beer.
Pretty much this is going to be a here, hold my beer moment.
Okay.
I'm giving you guys fair warning.
Okay, what are you doing?
Hold on. I'm going to use Earth Moat and destroy the dam.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
That brings her ass to us instead of us going to him. Secure yourself.
Yeah, I'm not even conscious to see this amazing feat.
Yes, you're not. Okay.
I'm about to do some surfing, I think.
I think you're about ready to do some ice surfing too. Okay. Blah 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 blah. All right, Susie, make a 2 square by 2 square square on where you're targeting the spell in the dam. I will allow the Earth Moat to rip through it, even though the Earth Moat technically won't do enough damage in a single hit to destroy the dam. You're not trying to rip the whole dam apart. You're only trying to rip apart a specific little spot of it. So I am willing to do a 2x2, not a 3x3, a 2x2. She has to take off her shoes, ladies and gentlemen, in order to count up to 2.
But that
And the water will start streaming out of the area that you are destroying. Okay, so that's the spot.
That's the spot. It's not quite. I'm going to move it that way because it's going to be weaker on the side.
Okay, all right. And you actually just saved a couple of people's lives by moving it over there. Because Corwin was kind of like in the way of the waterfall that was about ready to happen, and you were about ready to wash your cleric overboard. So it's probably a good thing that you moved it over there. At least Dinnan is like basically on shore, so he's not going to get swept away.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta get going.
Not a problem. Go ahead, take off. I'll do your attack roll for you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on today. Please come to my channel, Passion for Drawing. I had a great time. Thank you. Good night, everybody. And this was a lot of fun, as usual. I had a great time.
Okay, no problem. Have fun at your meeting.
See you, Bob. I guess.
See ya.
All right, so Vasilisa hits that section of the dam, and with an earth-shattering kaboom, it rips through the dam in that section, and water begins to pour out of it. I will complete Bobicus's movement, since this is the end of the turn. And he runs face first into her. Now, she is definitely going to lose concentration on this entire thing. There we go. All right, so she loses concentration on this whole thing. And yeah, as the water begins to flow out of there, an iceberg, that first iceberg, flows into the space, ripping it open even further. Chunks of ice go over the waterfall, down into the river, and yeah, there's all sorts of hell breaking loose, and everybody is moving around.
Almost everybody.
Almost everybody, yes, correct. Corwin. So Corwin is still snoring on the ground. You know what? Actually, Corwin, I'm going to back this truck up for a second. Corwin. Marbani's like, fuck, I had to roll a die. I'm going to live or die here.
No, not the way I've been rolling.
Corwin, how about roll me a Constitution saving throw? Because there is water splashing you, so maybe this might wake you up. I'll say yes. It will wake you up. Because, I mean, you had a medicine check done on you, you had the bun in your hand, all sorts of wonderful things, and now there is cold-ass water splashing you in the face.
And so, how much move do I have left?
You have half of your movement. If you want to stand up, you've already stood up, okay? I don't have you prone, so you'll have half movement. Unless you want to lay there, and then you can lay there.
Do I have action left?
I'll say yes.
Then I'm going to cast Orison on myself to heal for.
Wait, the bard's drowning.
Actually, you can't even see the bard at this point, because the bard is more or less under the boat. Yeah, everybody's kind of forgotten the bard is even on that side and kind of in the water.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Mortimer
keeps beating it.
shut down the engines, so he's not going to get like sucked into the paddles or anything.
And he keeps beating everyone's initiative, too. He wants to die.
He does.
At the worst time, I beat the initiative. You know, I'm like, oh, God.
All right, so that Orison was for you, Corwin?
Yes.
There you go. You're healed. Does anybody want to spend any of that beautiful inspiration to have poor Marbania reroll?
Yeah, I'll burn another one.
Reroll, Marbania.
All
Oh,
right.
that's a 20.
Oh my god.
Yay!
I'm gonna come up coughing and I'm gonna kill you, you little beaver. Where's he at?
Wah, wah. Peanut butter jelly time.
Freaking hits his head on the boat, knocks himself back out.
Boom.
That'd be awesome. So basically, all you had to do was put your feet down in the water to stand up. So that's half of your movement. You
Okay.
still have the rest of your movement and your action left. I mean, hey, I'm okay with that.
And I can see her up there now, I guess.
You can see that her up there. You can see that there's a waterfall coming from the left side of the dam. And you can see that she and Bobicus are moving towards that spot.
Okay, well, I've got to at least crawl up on the deck of this boat.
Okay.
And, oh boy, she's, so can I get here?
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to whisper in her ear. And I'm going to whisper, you nasty little bitch, you really oughtn't to be here. You should have run to hide. I think it's time you die. And cast some dissonant whispers.
Ooh. And she succeeds at her saving throw. But doesn't Dissonant Whispers do a half damage on
yes,
failed save?
half damage. That's correct.
Nice. There's some actual damage on her.
And I'm going to teeter back and forth here a couple of times and lean up against these crates.
Okay. Mortimer is doing his thing. He's now actually needing to start the engines up in order to keep the mule from being waterlogged. What do you want Petrie to do, Susie Q?
He's going to help out the dwarf.
Do you want her? Do you want Petrie to attack her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Target and make a talent attack.
Well, I can't target with Petrie.
Okay, I'll target with Petrie for you. There you go. That would be a miss.
Yeah, he just annoys.
Okay. Okay, so I understood basically what P4D was going for. This is one of the rare times I will actually play a character that is on my table. And this will be his final action before I shuffle him off to a safe location and put him in the box of PCs who is not here. So Bobicus will complete his slide into her and is going to basically shield bash her and attempt to knock her over. I'm going to utilize this as a melee attack roll using his battle axe, which is a hit, but instead of dealing damage, it is going to be a push attack that knocks her backwards off the platform and into the water as he goes that direction and easily jumps the rest of his way over to land. And she lands in the water and is technically considered to be prone at the moment. And Varus, now it is your turn.
Move over there.
Alrighty.
And he ruined my plan, but I'll try and shoot her with the...
Hey, you're at disadvantage, and if your dice are anything like they typically are on my table, if you're at disadvantage, you usually end up with a critical hit. I just cursed you, didn't I? I did.
No, it's a more traditional...
Dinnan, the water is coming. There's ice coming. And Dinnan's like, peace the fuck out. I'm up here.
I moved too far.
That's fine. There you go.
Dinnan looks over and says, even in the sunlight, this is how you target her and shoot.
At disadvantage. You're at disadvantage no matter what anyway, so screw it. That is also a miss.
She's in the water.
She is in the water. All right, Voradin has decided to lay himself back down.
I'm actually going to stand up.
Okay. There you
Damn,
go.
she's too far away for what I wanted to do, but I
Well,
will
you're
go ahead and cast fire.
You're technically 10 feet closer than what is on there.
Yeah,
Just saying.
still too far.
Okay.
It's a 30-foot range on the spell I was wanting to use.
Oh. But that's a hit. There's the
Ooh.
damage.
There we go. And I will pass my turn.
It's now Vasilisa's turn. So she's bobbing in the water. So she's technically considered prone.
Okay.
Uh-oh, she's spending spell points.
I'm going to use Earth Moat again up at the top of the cliff and kind of send a wave of earth over to kind of slap her down underneath.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to drown a bit.
You're going to drown the bitch. Okay, that's fine.
30 feet to the top of the cliff. Right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Yes, 30.
Yep. Don't forget, you're also 10 feet closer because the boat is actually pushed up against the dam.
Yeah, I'm just going to make it like a 30-foot tall wall just to like kind of slap on her.
Okay. It hits. And the last thing you see is the earth wall come down on her, push her underwater. Some air bubbles come to the top. And that is all she wrote for her. She does not return to the surface. Oh my god! Nobody says a word. Everybody is just dead silent at that. Like
Nasty woman.
nasty, nasty woman.
Denon was thinking, I wonder what kind of loot she had.
Well, you may have to
Just
wait
say-
until the beaver dam is down, so the river kind of goes back to the way it should be, and then go find her body at the bottom.
Are we out of initiative?
Yes, you guys are now out of initiative order. And matter of fact, I'll even unlock the tokens that if you guys want to do anything, you are welcome to do things.
I'll cast Orison on Marbanya and on Voradin.
Okay.
Denon will get out of the sunlight.
Okay. And I do believe Babakis will probably start tearing into the rest of the dam as well, to help get that out of the way, since he's the only one with, I think, an axe.
Well, Varys is going to use some thunderclaps on it.
Okay. All right. So you're going to use some thunderclaps. Vasilisa is probably going to use some
Or
of her,
hailstones, or both.
Okay. All right.
Nope, Vasilisa's out of spells.
Well, do you have cantrips that you could utilize that move things around?
No, I don't.
Okay. But after a time, it takes a little bit of time to get the whole thing pulled down. But you guys will pull it down. After overall, it has a total of 100 hit points. And you guys can actually tear it down now that you are not being bothered by zombievers or by a very scary druid lady. So you can go ahead and pelt the shit out of it and do whatever you need to. Varus is like, I'm going to attack this damn thing.
Can only hit inanimate objects outside of combat. That's pretty much my deal.
Apparently, yeah. Now, does anybody want to dive down to see if she had anything?
Denon
You will
will.
have to dive. Alrighty. If you want to do it, then you can go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Okay, I've cast Orison on all you injured people. Does anybody want me to cast a Cure Wounds on anybody? Anybody still hurting?
I am very thankful for that, and I have crawled into the cabin and laid down.
Okay. Varus has a difficult time diving down, but he is able to dive down. Denon is actually able to do it far better than Varus does. I'll say the two of them are actually giving each other kind of the help action to do so. You do find her corpse at the bottom, resting beneath a large amount of stone and mud and earth that Vasilisa had dropped on top of her. And what you discover is, first of all, most of her equipment is ruined. She does have a staff that has some sort of gem at the top of it. The staff looks like a pulled up root of a tree, and the gem is a smooth cut oval shape and looks to be like a tiger's eye or some other style of like a marbled amber.
She's carrying a shillelagh.
It is not a shillelagh.
It's a druid walking stick.
Staff pouch, swim back up.
Okay.
Stick, couple times, just in case.
Just make sure the bitch is dead. Okay, and she is indeed dead. It does take some time for the river to balance itself out. And all of you have, destroyed the dam well enough that you can get the river mule going again. I will drop.
So what was a druid doing with abominations of zombies, even if they were beavers?
That is a very, very good question.
I'm a little curious about that river bandit too, who said he was more afraid of her than he was of.
Well, you can kind of see why he would be scared of her, right?
I mean, she was kind of a bitch, but
Sounds like she was taking care of a bunch of orphans or something.
Ooh, that may be a question for sometime in the very, very near future. But, ladies and gentlemen, Mortimer is able to get the river mule going, and you head east down the river to Lune Argenti. It's another few hours from the time that you had with the young lady out there on the ice floes. And as you're going down the river, you see on the horizon in the east a large walled city. With a tear in his eye, Mortimer looks at all of you and says, "Oh, at last we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Lune Argenti. Thank you so very much for all of your help." And as he pulls into the north bank, he pulls right into one of the slips with the river mule, which has seen better days by far. He is going to go ahead and give all of you the money he promised to give you to begin with, which is 350 gold pieces divided amongst each of you, which is 50 gold pieces apiece. Boom.
I'll take it.
There you go. Each of you got some cashola. There is a quarterstaff in the party sheet for anybody who wishes to take it. That is the druidy quarterstaff that she had. And, ladies and gentlemen, you have now reached your first story reward, and you are able to level your characters to level 2. Congratulations. You have lived to level 2.
Very
Ding.
nice.
Yeah.
Ding.
Ding!
Ding.
And since watching people level their characters is about the most boring thing on the planet, ladies and gentlemen, this will be it for episode 2. Matter of fact, it's about 3 hours in, so that was actually probably about the right amount of time. We are done for this time around. Next time, which will be in 2 weeks. We're not playing next week. There were a number of players who already said a few weeks ago that they wouldn't be able to make next week. And Susie and I decided, you know what? Since people can't make it and we're not going to be playing games, Susie and I are going to go out and go to a holiday party next Saturday. As she just looked at me confused, going, holiday party? What holiday party? Oh, by the way, surprise, honey, we're going to a holiday party. So we will see you in the new year when we come back on, what date is that? We will be back on the 5th of January with our episode number 3, as the characters have now entered Lunar Genti and are going to be able to start moving through the city and doing all sorts of cool stuff. Now, between now and then, the players will have 2 downtime days to be able to do whatever they want to do. They will also be getting a full rest. So I will give them a full rest here in a second, as soon as I remember how to utilize the program that I have been playing with. And that will be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. So for myself, for my players, for everybody else here at GeoQuester Gaming, thank you so much for coming by. We will see you in episode 3 on January 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye, folks.